Hi guys, welcome to the Spill and Grill.
I'm Sara.
And I'm Tashinga.
Where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection.
Okay guys, let's get started. We've got some pretty good stories today.
This is the first time I'm reading it, so you're going to get a real life reaction. And this is from Threads, what exactly is Threads, Sara? Because I don't know.
I think it's Instagram's version of Twitter.
Ah, it's through Instagram.
Yeah, it's from Instagram.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
But it works like Twitter. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not very tech savvy. But yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
Okay, well, I first heard about Threads through Sara, so if you guys know exactly how it works, please let us know, because I'm very intrigued to know what it's about. Also, if you hear loud music, it's because they're practicing next door.
Yes, we're in a music studio.
Next door.
So there's a lot of bands practicing right now around us. So if you hear a little bit of music, that's what it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Okay, I've never posted anything on here, but I figured I would share my worst date ever since everyone else is. I was encouraged by my best friend at the time to join dating apps. Hardly ever made plans and followed through with any of the people that I matched with. My friend was really pushing me to give him a chance. About a lot of them, and so I really tried. That's how I ended up on this date. There were a lot of red flags from the start, and I felt something was off. But again, I was being pressured by my close friends to just give it a shot.
I get that. Mm-hmm. I get, just go out.
Put yourself
out there. Yeah, exactly.
This guy had a child. Not a deal breaker, definitely the first time I had ever been invited on a date by someone who had a child. The first red flag was that when we talked about the first date, as in the first time ever meeting each other, he asked if he should bring his child.
Oof.
I was like, obviously not. Also, we're meeting at a tap room which was 21 plus only, so ...
Oh yeah, you want to bring your child to a bar? What?
They should have gone to Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. Anyway, I picked the meeting place because it was a place where I spent a lot of time, and I was good friends with the bartenders and had a backup plan with one of them in case things went sideways. So I had her number in my phone under a fake name. He gets there before I do, and when I get there, he mentions how hot it was. For reference, I remember checking the temperature and it was 75, and we were inside an air-conditioned building. This man is sweating, profusely and disgustingly. He directs almost every conversation topic back to his son and his baby mama. He goes on to tell me he's in a custody battle currently. To me, this is another red flag, because I do not want to be part of any baby mama drama whatsoever. And casually mentions a restraining order. Claims she was lying and he never did anything to warrant it. Meanwhile, I'm thinking of how difficult it is for some women to get restraining orders in the most dangerous of situations, but somehow I am to believe that somehow the restraining order was by lying. So at this point, I'm like, I'm good, I want to leave. I excuse myself to the bathroom, send the bartender an SOS text message, come out, and she calls me from the back room and fakes a family emergency for me. He walks out and I dodge a kiss and give him a quick side hug. I drive off and he sends me a whole novel about how great of a sign it is I would leave an important event such as a date in order to help a friend in need, etc. I do not reply. The next morning, a text. How's your friend? I do not reply. I've never in my life ghosted anyone, but for some reason I felt such a gut feeling, so I ghosted. I block his number and I move on. But wait, it's not over. The guy finds my Facebook and proceeds to send me a message request. He said, "You could have just been honest." I'm like, "Sir, you have literal restraining order on you. How am I supposed to know how you might react to rejection? I never accepted the message request." The end. I mean, to me, she did everything right, so she protected herself, she was smart, she had a backup plan, she had the friend, the bartender, whatever it was.
I'd love to have a friend like that. That's amazing.
I think she did everything correctly. And this whole restraining order, I mean, I would be scared as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a red flag. I'd be scared. And even if the woman was lying, that's a scary situation. So
It is. It really is. And bringing your child to the bar.
Yeah.
Is that even allowed? Obviously, the child is under 21, obviously. But is that even allowed? So it doesn't say the age of the child. And then he's like, should I bring the child to the date? I'm thinking the child is like 8. I don't know why. That number just pops into my head.
Okay.
I don't think the child is 16. I think the child is less than 10. And I don't think it's a baby.
I don't think he'd be allowed in. They'd kick him out if somebody walked into a bar with a 6-year-old child, a 10-year-old child. Did he mention something about a custody battle or just the restraining order?
He goes on to tell me he's in a custody battle currently.
So the kid's under 18.
Okay then. So then, yeah, I think the kid is 8. I'm gonna go with 8. I don't know.
That I either see like an 8-year-old or I see like a toddler, like a little.
Yeah,
baby.
I see a toddler.
Like I can see him walking in with like a sling, and the baby just there, you know.
But like, if he was to ask, I'd say no.
Yeah, no,
You know
I
what
wouldn't.
I mean?
I wouldn't be okay with that. Please don't bring your kid to a first date. It's okay to date someone who has a child,
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
but to bring your kid to a bar, what are you teaching them?
But also to a first date, especially if you are going on dates often, that child is seeing you go on these dates a lot with different people. I mean, each to their own, but isn't it confusing?
Yeah, actually, normally, like the people that I know that have children and have started dating, they don't want that child to meet that partner until they're very serious about that partner.
Yeah.
Because they don't want too many people coming into that child's life and then
Exactly.
disappearing also. So a first
true,
date
yeah.
is a no.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, if I had a child, I wouldn't bring my child to the date.
No.
Period.
Or want them to meet right away, right off the bat.
No. I mean, there was a lot of red flags. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So for me, I would have cut it off when he said, can I bring my child to the date? I'd be like, no, next.
No,
But that's just me.
I do know somebody, and I was there that night. I was going to a comedy show, and there was a few of my friends that were going, and then my friend's cousin was also there, and he invited a date to the comedy show,
Okay.
and she shows up with a baby. Yeah, and I mean it was a comedy show, but it was happening in a bar. And he was just like, hi. Like, I was there when they, like, met up. And it was their first time meeting.
And he didn't know she had a child.
I don't know if he didn't know she had a child, but he didn't think that she was coming.
So was this a blind date?
It was a Tinder date.
Okay, it was a Tinder. But, you know, single mothers or single fathers, if they cannot find babysitters last minute and they want to go out.
I
They'll go out.
guess. They let her stay.
Okay.
We started watching the comedy show, and then she had to leave because the baby started crying in the middle of the show. So
Yes. Okay, so it happens.
I mean, maybe she wanted to go, I guess. I mean, she didn't want to cancel. Maybe her babysitter canceled last minute.
Exactly, yeah,
and she
that's true.
was excited about the date and wanted to go.
Yeah, I think so.
But
No, I mean, I wouldn't bring my child in
Yeah,
to,
I don't-
to a date
I-
period and just, no.
No.
To someone.
And this guy has a restraining order. That's like more than red flags. That is like danger, you know? Like that is...
That's true.
Why did your ex want a restraining order against you? Even if it's a lie, you must have done something to piss her off.
Yeah, like really awful. And the fact that he then found her on Facebook, it like just goes to show why he even had the restraining order. Because he's so
he's so insistent.
Yeah, and persisting and stuff. So maybe in this instance, I'm against ghosting, but maybe in this instance, if someone has a restraining order, ghost.
Yeah, I think I'll give it to her this time. I get it. In that situation, I don't know, like, what I
don't know, it's true. It's actually very difficult. But she's a smart woman. Like, she had her plans ready. Like, the fact that the bartender was her friend and said, I'm going to go to the bathroom, please call me and say it's a family emergency. I mean, she felt it. She knew it was off.
Yeah. I love that. I love that plan. We should all have that type of plan. Even if it's not the bartender, but we should have that backup friend that we call from the bathroom.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. And just be like, hey, call me.
So I also have a first date story. This one is short, but not so sweet.
Oh.
Tell me about your worst date. I'll start. This was a movie date at the cinema. We watched one of the Purge movies. Very disturbing, but I think they're quite interesting. Mm-hmm. He didn't have any money. I don't remember his excuse, so I paid for his ticket and he said he'd pay me back. He fell asleep and slept through the whole film. Psychopath. And then he had the audacity to ask me if I wanted to go home with him. I politely said goodbye, left, never saw him or my money again. Worst date ever. Okay. It's definitely not the worst story I've heard. I've nodded off in movie theaters. I've never fully fallen asleep, but I have nodded off. But to fall asleep during a horror film?
It's not even that. To fall asleep during a date?
Yeah.
How about that?
Right.
No?
But like, you know, with the music, like it's meant to get your adrenaline going and your heart pumping. And he slept through the whole film. So like at the very beginning, he just knocked out. Yeah.
He could have come from a night shift.
Then cancel.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I'm just trying to think of why did he go on this date?
Yeah, why did he go? Why did he... I mean, because people can fall asleep during movies.
Of course, I've done it.
Yeah. Why would you choose to go to a movie if you're exhausted? If you've just worked, let's say, like a double and you're coming off a 12-hour shift on your feet. A movie would be an awful idea.
No, for sure. And this was their first date. It wasn't like their fifth or sixth date. This was the first.
Yeah. And it's a horror movie to top it off.
And it's super strange that he was like, oh, do you want to come back to mine?
Yeah.
No,
yeah. Now that you've napped, now you've got energy to like, you know.
No. I don't know. That's, I don't know why he went, to be honest.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me why he actually went.
And he didn't have money either. So he went to the date with no money. So he got a free movie out of it and then didn't even watch the movie.
He basically had someone pay for him to go to bed in a cinema, basically. That's the way I see it.
Was he like homeless and he needed a place to nap for like a warm, comfortable place to nap?
Where are we finding these people? Where did you meet him? Where? Online? In the street? Where?
Yeah, there's no detail on this one.
I wouldn't do a first date for a cinema. I don't think I would. I mean, I love the cinema. I love the experience. I'm a big movie fanatic, but I don't think in meeting someone, I would do a cinema.
Yeah, because first of all, you can't speak. You can't get to know each other. And you're quite in like close quarters with somebody you don't know. You're just like this with them.
I don't mind. That I'm like, let me smell. That I don't mind because it's the same in the bar. Like you're quite close in a bar.
But you're like this in a bar. But what if they smell bad? You're stuck next to them for like a minimum of an hour and 30 minutes.
Then I say I go to the toilet and I don't come back.
Okay. Okay, so you'd run off.
It's like, see you later. Like, I'll watch the movie again with my girlfriends or by myself. But you're right, it is very close proximity.
For like a complete stranger. Like, let's say you've met them online. This is your first time meeting. For them to sit, like, where your thighs are touching.
People have one night stands and that's close proximity. So, being next to someone in a chair, I'm like, okay.
I guess. But for the first date?
I wouldn't do cinema. I would... Yeah. No, I wouldn't do cinema.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to the coffee date like I was mentioning last time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a coffee date. And if we don't want to end the night or the day, hey, do you want to go see a movie? Because now we've spoken. We've gotten a feel of each other.
But I would rather, and obviously this is... people are going to be like, you idiot. I'd rather I go to their place or they come to my place to watch a movie. I wouldn't...
Really?
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to go to the cinema. Like, why?
Okay.
You know what I mean? In terms of like... Obviously, if you go back to someone's house, we know what's going to happen.
Right.
But if I really just want to watch a movie with someone, I'd rather on my sofa with some popcorn, and it's a bit more like in the daytime. Like, I can see each other. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, in the cinema, I think it's just... That guy fell asleep, and you paid for him to fall asleep. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
and she called him a psychopath because he fell asleep in the movie theater.
Is that really a psychopath, though? It's not. I think she's exaggerating.
I mean, I get it, though. Like, I get, like, how can you fall asleep while watching people be tortured?
Oh, in that sense.
Yeah. Like, there's just no empathy there. There's no, like there's someone screaming, and there's blood and guts.
Please stop. I've fallen asleep sleep through horror movies all
Really?
the time. Yeah, I'm tired. If it's a Sunday evening, I'm tired and I'm watching like Midsummer or something like that. Have you seen that movie?
No, I'm not a horror movie fan at all.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm terrified.
I love a horror movie. But yeah, I've fallen asleep. But okay, fine. If this is the definition of a psychopath, then I'm a psychopath. But no, not cool. First date cinema, no. Unless it's outdoor cinema. Yes, then I'll do that.
Yes, that's
outdoor
quite nice.
cinema, or
it's less intimate, less
intimate,
yeah.
or you know where you can go in the car cinema.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
that. I'd rather do that than an actual enclosed cinema.
Yeah,
I think this is better.
Yeah, I see that. But yeah, you can't really talk and get to know each other. I mean, you might go out for dinner afterwards or so,
yeah.
Or you might just sit and speak about the movie and what you liked and what you didn't like. But in this case, she couldn't even do that. Like, how did you like the movie? I don't know. I dreamt about something. You want to hear my dream?
And it's a complete stranger, so it's not even like she could be like, "Excuse me, wake up."
Right.
So yeah, cinema date number 10.
Yeah.
At my house.
Well, you're like together, boyfriend and girlfriend. It's official, right? Like by that time.
That's true. Yeah, no, I just wouldn't. Yeah, I'd rather them come to my place. I think because I'm thinking I have a projector and I have a rooftop, so I would rather invite them to my place at the rooftop. We do a nice, you know what I mean, have blankets and do it like that. But in a cinema, you paid money.
Yeah, she paid for both their tickets.
Of course she did.
I mean, maybe it's a good way to get rid of him, right? Because she never saw him again. She never saw her money again. But hey, for a small price, she got rid of him. And
that's true. But he seemed like really like such like a bum, like a you know what I mean? Just like
so. Comes to a date with no money. They go to a horror film, and he falls asleep throughout the entire movie. So like 5-10 minutes in, he's already asleep.
After the movie, I would have just got up and left. Like, I wouldn't have even been like, hey, it's finished.
Right?
I'd be like, see you never.
Right. And then he's like, hey, you want to go back to
Exactly.
place?
It's like, oh, that's convenient. When the movie is over.
Right? Yeah, because now he had his nap. He's got his energy now.
He has nap, exactly. He had his siesta. He had all of that. So I'm over it. Like already, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, I would be just as annoyed. Like if that happened to me, and then afterwards he'd be like, hey, like let's go to my place. And be like, no, you fell asleep during a fucking horror film.
It's true. Don't do cinema, ladies and gents, for the first movie.
No,
don't.
No, I don't suggest it. But if you do, to both of you, to the two people that are on the date, if you are at a cinema date, don't fall asleep. Do whatever you can to not fall asleep.
Go in the daytime.
Yeah.
Go in the daytime, and then if it's good, then you continue and go for coffee, go for drinks.
Have a Red Bull beforehand. There's things you can do. There's things you can do to avoid those type of things.
I agree. This guy was just a bum. That's what it sounds like to me.
A bum. Yeah, I would say. I would say that. Perfect analogy.
Exactly. Okay.
Right.
So that is it.
Well, that's it, guys.
As always, our email will be on the screen now. Please send your submissions. We really want to hear from you and hear your crazy stories.
Yes, if you've had a bad first date, please let us know, or any bad date. If you have a psychopath ex and have stories about them, I know I do. Please send them to us. We'd love to hear them.
Definitely. So I'm Tashinga.
And I'm Sara.
You have been watching and listening to The Spill and Grill. Bye, guys.
Bye.